Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be discussing, continuing our SYNASTRY series. The SYNASTRY overlay that we're talking about today is having your sun in your partner's 9th house. Before we get into the video, we'd like to remind you to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Please feel free to leave a comment down below because we always like to hear from you. So please let us know what you think of our interpretation. Please share the video, and of course please give it a thumbs up, a like if it resonates with you. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this. Having your sun in your partner's 9th house. This SYNASTRY overlay, just like the having your sun in your partner's 3rd house overlay, is similar in the sense that both of these overlays are very focused on mental stimulation. However, I would say that one thing that's very notable about this SYNASTRY overlay is the fact that it has this influence in which it's very eye-opening for the partners, and it encourages both partners to become more worldly and to see the bigger picture. The significant amounts of adventures that come with this SYNASTRY overlay easily result in a lot of learning and a lot of awareness and a lot of discovering for this union. There's an emphasis on philosophy and an appreciation for understanding and exploring the world, religion, and spiritual teachings and practices. This is also the kind of SYNASTRY overlay that's also focused on cultural awareness and overall growth in the more philosophical aspects of life. The 9th house is the house of higher learning, philosophy, long distance travel, religion, and also religious politics. It is the house that's ruled by the very adventurous and philosophical fire sign of Sagittarius. Which is a sign that's ruled by the expansive planets of Jupiter. And Sagittarius is a sign that's typically known to have a major preoccupation with truth and seeking or searching for higher truths or higher wisdom. So typically what we would see in this type of a union is that this overlay may encourage the partners to go on a lot of journeys together, and they may also like to discover higher truths together. Thus, this overlay can make for a lot of learning and also just a lot of teaching between the two partners. The journeys may be physical journeys, like where they travel to other parts of the world and discover new cultures and concepts together, or they could simply be mental or metaphysical journeys whereby the couple discovers new philosophical concepts together or just new ideas about the world together. And just like the 3rd house, this overlay emphasizes knowledge and communication. And the influence of Jupiter in this overlay and this house encourages a feel or a spirit of optimism, and it gives a very progressive nature to this union. And there is also a very friendly basis to this relationship. It's almost guaranteed that this couple will go on many adventures together, and many in many cases, they will enjoy traveling together. There is an emphasis on intellect in this connection. However, the conversations tend to go a lot deeper than the mundane topics like, how was your day? Instead, this couple tends to discuss much more personal and in-depth topics, like sharing and exploring their own belief systems, and they discuss things like spirituality, metaphysics, religious truths, subjective world truths, the esoteric realm, and just they try to seek truths, and they want to answer or discuss the unanswered questions about the world in general. This is a couple that tends to see the bigger picture, and this prompts them to go on a number of different journeys in search of higher truths in the world. To begin with, the house person is initially attracted to the sun person because of the sun person's worldview. The house person recognizes that the sun person exhibits a level of open-mindedness towards the world that is actually quite inspiring to the house person. The house person is drawn towards the sun person because the house person feels like the sun person really inspires them to look at the world from a different perspective, and just to look at things differently and to explore their own beliefs and philosophical views. It's almost like the sun person really opens the eyes of their partner, exposing them to a bigger picture kind of way of looking at the world. This also opens up communication between the two partners and really sparks the spirit of adventurousness that truly characterizes this overlay. There you have it. That's our interpretation of having your sun in your partner's 9th house. Please let us know what you think of our interpretation down below in the comments, as we love to hear from you. And if this video resonates with you, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Yes, and if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel, and if you can, share the video because that really helps the channel. Anyway, we look forward to seeing you again in our next video, where we'll be discussing having your sun in your partner's 10th house. So stay tuned for that. Have a good one. Bye guys.